What's good, guys? My name is Arnimane, and welcome to episode 35 of Would You Rather. And this is going to be a long one. This is my apology to you guys for missing last week's episode. A lot of you guys have been asking for it. So once again, I do apologize. So this is going to be a long episode. I'm going to be going back and answering the questions that I didn't answer from 2 weeks ago, as well as the one from last episode. So, but before we do that, we have to answer last episode's featured question, which was, would you rather be given $1 million or find your true love? And I gotta say, some of you guys had some pretty good answers. I'm gonna read some off to you guys right now. Just a couple, just select a few. Slow majority says $1 million because I can just buy more quote unquote true loves and have some to spare. I don't know if you know what true love means. You can't really buy true love. You have to find it. But I mean, and then again, you could use the $1 million to help find your true love. I guess you could say that is a loophole. HDV says love because money can't buy friends, happiness, and also it can't buy love. Yeah, that's very, very true. And of course, let's find one more here. John Salas says, I would find true love because you can be happy. Yeah, I had one more. Laura Kill says, I would rather have $1 million because there is never enough money in life. Love comes, love goes. That is like absolutely true. That is absolutely true, which is going to lead into my answer to this question, which is going to be, I would much rather have $1 million just because it's exactly the same reason what Laura has said. Love comes, love goes. And, as awesome as having, my true love in my life the next day, I think I could do a lot more with $1 million and invest it more into me. And if love comes when I have this $1 million, then fucking fantastic. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. That's just the way it is. I'm not sitting here yearning for love. I'm not. I'm really. To me, the way life is, it's all about making money and being happy with the money that you've made and the friends that you've made along the way. So that's my answer to that. I would much rather have $1 million straight up cash, tax free, and and Laura says it best: love comes, love goes. But let's move on to this week's featured question, which is: would you rather be invincible or be invisible? And I want you guys to let me know down in the comments section why you picked the one that you did. So either let me know why you would want to be invisible or be invincible, and let me know what you would do with this, I guess you could say, superpower. Would you become a superhero? Would you go and sit around in a women's locker room? If you were invisible, that is. Let me know down in the comments section below, and let's move on to your guys' Would You Rather questions. Like I said, I'm going to be answering the ones that I didn't answer from two videos ago, and as well as the ones from the last video. And of course, if you have any Would You Rather questions for me, feel free to leave them down in the comments section below, and I will more than happily answer them in the next episode. So without further ado, going back to two videos ago, we're going to continue on here. Michelle G asked, would you rather live in Call of Duty or be really stressed and help make Call of Duty? Honestly, the way Call of Duty, like, I'm assuming you mean like being like a soldier within the Call of Duty game. Are you talking about multiplayer, single player? Because they're two separate things. But let's just say, because this is Call of Duty is most known for their multiplayer, not their single player. I think I would much rather be really stressed and help make a Call of Duty game. Just because, going in and living in a Call of Duty world, the multiplayer, you constantly respawning, constantly dying. As fun as that would be, it's just like real life. It gets repetitive and it's boring, and I'll just feel like a fucking drone all the time. Even if it was single player, I'd probably feel the same fucking way. But like, again, it's just, it's just like I said, it's just repetitive and it's boring and it's nothing new. But if I was to help make the next Call of Duty, even though I'll be really stressed, there's lots of money in it. There's friends and that I could make along the way, and I could help revolutionize Call of Duty. And maybe we'll actually get one where everyone loves Call of Duty. Just throwing that out there. Thanks for your question, Michelle G. By the way, guys, there are probably going to be a lot of people who has submitted more than one question because, like I said, this is going to be going over the last two videos. So, anyways, moving on. Thrust Drums asks, well, he didn't ask it in a Would You Rather, but I'll put it in a Would You Rather form for you. Would you rather only watch Breaking Bad or The Walking Dead? The Walking Dead. I've never seen Breaking Bad, unfortunately. It's on my my Netflix queue. It's there to watch. I'm excited to watch it, but I would rather just sit there and do a marathon of Walking Dead as of right now. But I am looking forward to Breaking Bad, so who knows? In a couple weeks, my answer may actually change. But like I said, Walking Dead would be the answer to that question. 100 Joe. Would you rather make out with a monkey or a pig? Um, I don't know. I want to say probably a monkey, because I think pigs eat a lot of garbage and stuff like that. And if I'm going to make out with one, I wouldn't want like garbage and stuff hanging out of his mouth while I'm making out with one. But I think a monkey, for the most part, is hygienic, minus the poop flinging. But I don't think they eat it, do they? I don't know. But regardless, I think I'd much rather take a monkey just because to me it just seems more cleaner than a pig. I don't know. Smashing Snow asks, would you rather date a faithful guy that is bad in bed or a chick that is good in bed? He put dick, but I think he meant chick. Okay, okay. Oh, never mind. I think when he says a dick, he means like an asshole. So would I rather date a faithful guy that is bad in bed, or someone who is a dick but is good in bed? I'd much rather date a faithful guy that is bad in bed, because like I've said many times before, a relationship should never ever be about the sex. It should be about the love and the connection that you two have between each other, not about how well you pleasure each other. Like, yes, it does play a part, but it never should be a main focal point. I think if I love the person, I'm not going to sit there and judge them poorly based on sex. And there's other outlets for me to get satisfied, and by that I mean masturbation. Slow Majority asks, would you rather share a bed with a skunk or a porcupine? Wow. I'm a cuddler, and I think a skunk would be more cuddly than a porcupine. But at the same time, I do run the risk of smelling, and that's never good. Um, so I'm going to get a skunk that has had its nastiness smelling things, secretion stuff removed, and that way I can snuggle all day and all night with a skunk. I just don't see how fun a porcupine could be. I mean, I don't know. And if he does spray me, I mean, I could just bathe in tomato soup, right? I don't know. Wow, sometimes these questions are really difficult to answer, especially on the fly. 'Cause in case you guys didn't know, I don't look at these questions beforehand. I just go in and answer them blind. So, moving on to the last question that was asked on the video that 2 videos ago, which is asked by HDVXL, who asked, "Would you rather find an old lady and have sex while looking at her saggy boobs, or listen to her say 'I'm a slut' for 5 hours?" Uh, what? Old lady and have sex? What? Find an old lady and have sex while looking at her sex? Oh, okay, so I'm having sex with someone, and while I'm doing that, I have to look at her saggy boobs, or sit there for 5 hours and listen to her say I'm a slut. Probably sit there and listen to her for 5 hours and listen to her for 5 hours saying that I'm a slut, because, okay, I, I've done things that are more pointless for longer periods. Okay, like I've sat there one time for like 4 or 5 hours playing with a plastic bottle, waiting for someone. So I think listening to her say I'm gonna suffer 5 hours would be absolutely nothing to me. Just nothing. Alright, moving on to last video's questions. Brendan Rickard asks, would you rather a portal gun or a gravity gun? I'm assuming the portal gun is from Portal. I don't know what the gravity gun is from. However, the gravity gun does sound like it would. My assumption, I don't know what it's from, like I said, but my assumption is that I'm able to just change the gravity on something, or maybe make it levitate or something. I don't know, which would be fun. But I think a portal gun would be more fun. Just be able to shoot two different colored portals and be able to walk right through them. I think that would be hella fucking fun, much more so than this gravity gun. Again, I could be wrong. I don't know what a gravity gun exactly is. Um, Next question comes in from Quino, who asks, would you rather murder a very important person, like someone in the government, or and be executed for it, or have the person you love the most do it and they get executed for it? I would much rather have myself do it and get executed for it. Of course, knowing if I knew the outcome, no. I was gonna say if I knew the outcome of it, I would probably do it myself. But if I didn't know the outcome, I'd let them do it. When I say the outcome, I mean like whether or not we were gonna die. But even still, I wouldn't want to put a loved one in harm's way at all. And obviously, having them kill someone is putting them in harm's way, whether it be, the plan backfires and they get killed, or they get caught, put in jail, executed, or whatever. I would never want to put harm on someone that I love. So I think I would much rather do it myself. Slow majority asks, would you rather have in a zombie apocalypse 5 survivors with little ammo, or only you, but you have 3 lives and you can have 3 guns and choose tons of ammo for them? See, the part of me is like, do I want to have companionship throughout this zombie apocalypse, or do I just want to treat this as zombie apocalypse like a fucking arcade game? Because that's pretty much what you described there. I have 3 lives, pretty much unlimited ammo, and I can just treat this like a fucking uh, like an arcade game. But I don't know, part of me is like, what's stopping me from picking up friends and companions along the way while I have this arcade thing? But I'm assuming that's a stipulation I can't have. I have to be alone. But I think I would much rather be with 5 survivors. Well, no, I guess it depends. Is it 5 survivors that I know and care about, or is it 5 survivors that are just random people I met along the way? If it's 5 people that I met along the way that I don't even know and care about, I think I would much rather go with have the 3 lives, unlimited ammo, blah blah blah. But if it's survivors that I know, I care about, it's my family, my friends, my mother, my father, even my cat, for that sake. That's not true. If it was zombie apocalypse, I would have ditched my cat a long fucking time ago. But yeah, if it's people I know and care about, I would probably choose to be in a zombie apocalypse with them. But yeah, there's your answer to the question. So whatever your stipulation is, that's the answer to it. Next question comes in from Sean Salas, who, I'm sorry, I always say that, but I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Sean, is it Sean? Is it Chon? Is it Salas? I don't know. Would you rather read people's mind or be able to fly? I want to say fly, because there's some things in life that you just don't need to know, and that's sometimes it's like what people actually think of you. Like I think I would be heartbroken if I heard my best friend say something about me. Not necessarily meant it. It just kind of like popped in his head, and then I heard it, and it was really mean about me. I think I would be hurt, and it's things like that that I don't want to know. Like I said, there's some things in life that you just don't need to know, and that would be one of them. And I'm always fearful of that kind of thing. So, but to have the ability to fly, be able to go anywhere I want in the world with little to no restraints, that sounds more appealing to me than being able to know what my friend is thinking about other things. So I'm gonna go with that. Next question. Anybody? Sorry, I'm scrolling through these questions. Smashing Snow asks, "Would you rather marry Kim or Kourtney Kardashian?" I don't. See, the thing is, like, I know who Kim Kardashian is, but like, I don't know who Kourtney Kardashian is. I'm assuming a sister, cousin, brother, sister. I don't know. Fuck, mother probably. No, because I don't watch shows. I don't watch like those reality shows, like the Kim Kardashian show, or whatever the fuck it was, the Kardashians, or whatever that TV show was called. I know Kim Kardashian because she was in the news and all that stuff, and sex tapes. I've probably seen it. Don't remember. I think I did. But Kourtney, I don't know. So, due to process of elimination, I'm going with Kim. Simple as that. Even though she's had a sex tape, but still, if I make a sex tape with her, big cash out, right? Freak11 asks, would you rather marry Megan Fox or Rihanna? Probably Megan Fox. No, no, nah, I changed my mind. I was going for, yeah, I think I would much rather marry Rihanna, just because Megan Fox has like this super bitch attitude. Not only look, but I mean, like, there's many times where I've heard stories in the news about her being a complete bitch at, behind the scenes of movies and stuff like that. And that's not what I would want a relationship to be built on, is her being a complete bitch. However, the only thing I've ever heard about Rihanna is being punched in the face by Chris Brown. So, and I would never do that to her. I don't beat people that I love. So, obviously, I would much rather marry Rihanna, and we can get married under umbrella. Ella. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should have my balls cut off for that. Exthin324 asks, would you rather run completely naked on the streets of New York City through the middle of the sidewalk, not hiding behind any buildings or anything, or make out with anyone that comes your way? I'm assuming that also includes guys, elderly men and women, and wait, did it say people? Okay, well, anyone. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, does that include animals? Cause that would be fucked up. Um, but I think I would much rather run completely naked through the streets of New York City. I don't know if I'm okay. Like, see, I'm okay with my sexuality to, say, oh yeah, I did, like, just say things like, oh yeah, we made out once, that kind of thing, or like hold a guy's hand. I'm okay with that. But to full out make out with a guy, I'm not okay with my sexuality enough to do that. Especially, in a public with people I don't even know who are just going to throw judgment at me even though they don't know me. Um, so, and not to mention, like I said, there's AIDS and all that kind of thing that I might get. What if the guy has a cut on his lip, and or the girl for that matter, and I don't want to make out with old people. I don't want to make out with babies or little kids. It's kind of fucked up. But you can see in the long run that there will be more of a criminal charges. That would affect me in the long term rather than running naked through the streets. However, I think I would still get like a pedophile charge if a kid sees me running down the streets of New York City naked. But I think that'll be less of an impact. I don't know. That's just me. Like I said, I don't have the risk of STDs and stuff if I'm running through naked. Running through New York City naked, you know what I mean? So, anyways, let's move on to another Would You Rather question, which comes in from Swerve It Up, who asks, would you rather be Brennan off Step Brothers or Zach Galifianakis off Hangover? If I'm not mistaken, the Brennan, like the two characters from Step Brothers, are just fucking retarded. Like sometimes when I watch them, like I love the movie. The movie is great, but sometimes like those kind of characters really give me headaches. But Zach Galifianakis' character in Hangover always gets my mood lifted. Like he seems like a happy, cheerful kind of guy, even though he is retarded. I don't know. I say retarded, but I mean like he's not all there, kind of dumb and slow, but he's very happy, very cheerful, and so for that main reason, I would much rather be Zach Galifianakis' character in Hangover rather than Brandon or any of the other stepbrother characters. 'Cause like I said, some of them are just really retarded, really dumb. Uh, and they both have anger issues, and you don't see that with, at least not that often, with Zach Galifianakis' character. I gotta stop saying that. I know how to say it, just something. Well, I'm talking about his last name, Zach's last name. I know how to say it, just sometimes it just doesn't roll off the tongue like it should. All right, and here we go. Last question for this video, and the question is coming in from John Salas, who asks, "Would you rather not be able to talk or not be able to walk?" Probably talk. I think I would much rather not be able to talk, just because sometimes, okay, a lot of times I don't have much to say, and then people would judge me because of that. People would judge me, uh, because I don't say much. Sometimes I'm just too tired or too lazy to develop a thought or opinion, and I don't say anything. I'm a shy guy, and I have no reason to say anything to anyone that I don't really want to. And but having that ability, like I say, having that ability to not be able to talk, but not being able to talk, it gives me an excuse to not be able to talk. But not being able to walk, I think that would drive me insane. Not be able, like, to go stir crazy. like I can't go out to places. I can't, drive or take the bus or anything like that. Would just, I think it would drive me absolutely insane. Because I'm one of those people who want to be able to explore um, the world. I want to be able to go to, Japan or somewhere in Europe, and places in the States that I've always wanted to go, even Mexico and even other parts of Canada I would love to go. But that becomes more of a challenge if I'm unable to walk, which kind of really fucking blows. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this episode. This is an extremely long episode. What is it? I think we're at 20 minutes or so of Would You Rather. Don't forget to leave your Would You Rather questions down in the comments section below. Click that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, stay today.